beautiful human beings and creatures from other lands. Good to have you here. This is our nervous system reset call. It's once a month. Super grateful to be able to share this with everybody and have it be available and accessible. And so, for those of you who don't know, yes, you're so welcome. So, yeah, we got new glasses. I'm progressing favorably, supposedly, so I have new lenses. Anyway, this nervous system reset class, it's a monthly class and it's a contribution. Anybody can come. There's no prerequisites to show up. And it's me, bringing out my yoga mat or my little runner rug there and offering a variety of different ways that we can breathe and be well together, and really as a way to look at our nervous system. And I call it a reset, but it's not like a big delete button where we reset. You know those plugins? If your plugins don't work, you just like push the reset button, it's all good. So these are tools that help to support our nervous system so that when life shows up, because it does, we have tools that we can ebb and flow with. And it's really on a daily, that because we're alive. so I hope it's a contribution. So some of you might know, I've taught a series of classes called Soma Space. This is a little like pulling in some of that. Those Soma Space classes were really a yoga therapy infusion, yoga movement meets the nervous system. And this is kind of going to come at both ends. So we're going to start seated. We're going to move into some movement. It might feel yoga-ish-esque and move through the shapes and positions as you can. There's no right way to be here. So if you want to lie in Shavasana or just relax and enjoy this in your own way, that's totally great. But we have an hour together to breathe and be. We're going to move our bodies. So if you have a yoga mat or you're on carpet, doesn't matter. We'll have a chance to stand up and to do some movement. I'm going to guide you through some different words to kind of help us move into these shapes differently. And there will be sound, there will be singing bowls, there'll be breath, there'll be a chance to really lean in and listen to you and to greet yourself where you're at. And hopefully at the end of our experience to get together today, you are even more spacious in whatever way that shows up for you. And we're all coming here in different angles and places and spaces. So whatever you are asking for tonight, just honor that and we'll see where we go. All right. Yeah. Are there any questions or wonderings? This is being recorded. I know you guys are all like off camera, totally fine. You don't have to be. It records, the recording that goes out to people is just going to be me. So if you want to be on camera, you're welcome to. This is all choice. This is all really choosing what nourishes you. There's no expectation that you have to be on camera at all. So it does contribute on my end. Like if you want some different type of cueing or support when we get into some of the movement shapes, you're welcome to turn the camera on. Not required. So we'll see where we go. All right. Okay, beautiful people. I've had some really late nights. My rhythm in my day is a little off, and now I've had a bit of a sore throat. I feel like I just need to have grilled cheese sandwiches with tomato soup and wrap myself up in a blanket. So that's the energy I'm thinking of. So that's where I'm hoping this class contributes to me tonight. All right. So we're going to start with arriving. And it's how I start every class, really. It's just arriving where we are. And so I'm going to invite you to take your palms, see if I can, and just have your hands, I'll back up a little bit. There we go. So just have your hands, palms down on your knees, however you're seated. Just going to turn my phone off so no one bugs me. And that palm down, that energy of being really connected to the earth, grounded. And that's the intention of tonight's practice, is grounded, really centered, really here, but for yourself, grounded. I'm centered in myself. I am here with me. And so those hands on the knees, and the hands connected to the earth. And just take a really big breath. And exhale through the jaw. It's the end of the day. We've done so much inhaling. You might want to get a little wiggle in those shoulders, maybe a little wiggle in the neck. When you inhale, you can roll those shoulders up and down the back. When you exhale, there can be this slight elongation in the neck. You don't want to stretch the neck too far. We're just getting a little flexion. So you're going to inhale, lift the shoulders, down the back they go, and then exhale. I am here. Inhale, tuck that chin, lift those shoulders. Exhale. I am here. And you just make that your own. Sometimes I like to roll my hands from hip to knee and knee to hip. That's going to open my shoulders slightly and create a bit of spinal rotation. We don't have to go far. And you can play with where the position of the neck or the chin is on the neck. If you want to tuck that chin slightly, just notice where that stretch lands, or lift. And then I often like to hold this knee and use it as a way to open into that turn a little bit more. Nice little spine twist. Inhale, center. Exhale over that shoulder. Squishing the belly, nurturing the diaphragm. Inhale, center. Exhale, side. Inhale, center. Exhale, side. Beautiful. And then just back to center. We're going to do the same thing now, but with our hands at heart center. You're going to inhale, you're going to raise one hand up to the heavens. The other hand is going to go down the side. I will back myself up. I got to back up, baby. All right. So here we go. So your hands at heart center, and you're going to inhale. One hand's going to slide up to the heavens. The other hand is going to slide down to the side. I'm going to hold those hands here on that side. And then I'm just going to lean into that palm side, tucking that chin, kind of looking across to the knee. Relaxing, opening that back and shoulder.
Taking a few breaths here and just noticing the body and greeting it wherever it's at. And inhale, pressing back to center. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands together. Inhale, rise with the opposite hand to sky. You're going to press that other hand into the earth and just gentle lean to the side. Exhaling, inhaling here. Take your time. If you want to get some movement in there, if you want to add a little bit of flow in there, you're welcome to. Beautiful. Rising, inhale to center. Exhale to prayer pose. Beautiful. And from here, that little side to side, we're going to keep that rolling. So we're just going to tuck into one hip and shoulder and then tuck into the other hip and shoulder. You can keep your hands in prayer pose if you like. And you might notice as you rise and fall the ear to shoulder, you might notice a little sound in the neck. Like I got some little Rice Krispies happening in the back of my neck. My neck is a little tight. Beautiful. And just noticing that. And then if you want to keep that rolling, but just get into the hands on the knees and you can add some fluidity here. You can add a little curly, whirly, spiraling. So these positions and shapes, they help us to just not only stretch our body, but removing right side, left side, removing right brain, left brain, removing sympathetic, parasympathetic. And so when we do these movements, when we do, one up and one down, we get into some bilateral movement. And when we get into some flow, you might want to get some bilateral movement, reaching that arm across, almost like you're parting the heavens with your hands, or hands floating through sky, clouds. We are creating movement in the spine, yes, but we're also activating different parts of our nervous system. So we don't have to get into the science of it, but you really want to just be in your own flow of these movements and make it your own. If you want to rise into the armpit, if you want to stay in the center swirl, and just be with the breath. You choose your pace and rhythm. Beautiful. And do that as much as you like. And when it feels finished, when it feels like you're ready to come to space, you can do that now and just notice the body now. I'm sensing I've got, some pressure or sensation in between my shoulder blades, and I am quick to go, oh, that's tension. But is it? Or is it a sensation? Have I just moved some energy? So just notice what you're noticing. Beautiful. And I also am going to offer you, this might be new for some of you, it's a way to, I'm not even going to, I don't want to get caught into words, sorry. So our nervous system, our vagus nerve, it starts in the brainstem, but it goes then behind the ear, down into the jaw. It goes into your cheeks, into your eyes. Like there's hundreds of nerve fibers that are attached to the vagus nerve. And then it goes down your trachea, your esophagus, into the gut. All your internal organs are connected, into the pelvic floor, and it feeds through the rest of your body. And so
one of the ways that we can support the vagus nerve is through these gentle stretches. And I'm going to offer you, and this is also a really great arriving practice to your day. I'm going to offer you, we've done a little fluid motion through the spine, the head. And now I'm going to offer us a way to do an eye stretch, actually. And I've spent almost the whole day today on my computer on different calls and creations. And I know when I do this one, my eyes can feel very stretched, like I'm giving my eyes a big, a big release. So to do this, what I'm going to invite you to do is just seated naturally, beautiful, and just rub those hands together. Very nice. And then we're going to take this hand and you're going to place it kind of on the side where the of that ear. You're just going to pull gently. It's not even a pull. You're just going to move into a little ear stretch. This shoulder is going down. Beautiful. So you can have your hand here. The other option is you can kind of kickstand. If that's too much releasing in the neck and shoulder, you can just kind of support the side of your head here as a little kickstand. You get to choose where you want your hands to be. And then you're going to take your gaze towards the knee on the side that your ear is your tip towards. So I'm going to really try to stretch that eye and look down across that knee. Nothing else is really moved, but I'm actively engaging the muscles of my eye. And stretch there. It might feel a little bit like a pressure or a little uncomfortable. Just stretch and breathe. We won't hold this for very long. You're also going to get a release in that open shoulder. And exhale there. And then, without moving anything in the head or the hands, you're going to take your gaze and look up across the other shoulder, but up and up to the side, to the periphery. Now I know I don't have my glasses on, so it feels like I'm all looking blurry. I can't really see, but when I look up, it's really working the peripheral muscles of my eye. And I have to remember to breathe here. Beautiful. And then you're going to take that gaze, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to go down to the opposite knee and gaze just below where you were looking. Take a couple breaths here, and you're going to feel the muscles in the eye right now. They're like, what are you doing, Siona? A few more breaths here. And then you're going to do that opposite corner and look up across on the same side that you're holding, up high. And one side's going to feel way more uncomfortable or comfortable than the other. And when you feel it's done, you can just stop and relax your eyes. And then close those eyes when you're ready, returning that head to center. Notice what that sensation is like with your eyes closed. And then gently, when you're ready, if you choose, you can open those eyes and just sense the eyes now, sense the shift. You might even notice, some shifting or opening in the sides. There's some of those muscles that go into the eye with the fascia and the vagus nerve. They also go down to the jaw. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, take your time. And one side is going to be a little more dynamic than the other. This side feels already a little more tense or tight for me. And you can have that hand over top, or you can kind of kickstand and support on the side if you need. And everything is just neutral in the eyes. You're just opening that shoulder. And then when you're ready, if you choose, you can take the eye and look over to the same side that you're leaning towards, down across to the knee, out in the far foreground on the ground. Nice stretch, breathing here. Maybe one more breath there. And then keeping that head where it is, you're going to just look in the upper opposite corner. So if you have any neck tension, if you have migraines, if you have a hard time sleeping, this little eye stretch is very dynamic. And it can help bring us here. And also it can relax the eyes slightly if we're kind of over focusing a little. And then drop the look down now, just straight below across that knee. So if you're whatever side you're tipped that head towards, you're going to go across and diagonal down. This side might not be as intense as the up, but you can notice what it is for you. And then staying there, and the gaze, if and when you choose, you can then look up, across, into the heavens on that one side. This creates quite a lot of pull in my face, so I can stretch my face while I'm looking up. And then when it feels finished, take those hands and just place them gently over your eyes, over your cheeks, and just breathe there for a moment. You may want to continue that massage and just kind of massage up into just underneath the eyebrow. That's where the fascia and the vagus nerve are hanging out together. You get to choose the level of pressure underneath that eyebrow, down into the temples. You can work the temples, you can massage into that side temple, and just imagine you're nourishing the vagus nerve that runs behind the ear. So running those thumbs, your hands, your fingers, whatever you desire, down the sides. And then we're just going to massage the vagus nerve, starting from just in from the nose and the cheekbones here, and get a nice little draping massage. You get to choose what feels good for you and your body. I really love it when I get into my ears. The vagus nerve goes right into that juicy, I call it juicy, but you can pinch those ears a little. And then you can run those fingers up into the tips of your ear. Use whatever level of pressure you want. Nice little squeeze and release, squeeze and release. Beautiful. You get to choose your pressure. And then the last one, that nice little fleshy part, you're going to take your thumbs, we're going to close that little flap on the ears into the ear. You're going to sound a little bit like you're underwater. And then your hands are just going to cup over your eyes. And we're going to enter into an Om sound. So we're going to Om with these little flaps of our ears plugged. We're going to sound like we're underwater. But there's a reason for that. So our vagus nerve is dynamically connected to our auditory system. When we hum, when we tone, when we say Om, when we're singing, the vibrations of sound, like in chanting or song, will, not necessarily heavy metal, different types of song, different types of tones, will actually like caress that vagus nerve and support the vagus nerve to know it is held, it is cared for, it is safe enough, it is okay, I am here. And so we're just going to play with that. And I'm going to play with some other tones. You can tone along, see how it works with the people in your house or their animals in your room, or you can just receive the tone that I'm offering you. Total choice, you get to choose. But we're just going to start with those fingers, our thumbs, making that flap. And then I'm just relaxing my arms. I'm going to create like a little cave with my hands. And just before we start to tone, take a big breath here and just notice the sound of your breath now that you're in this kind of underwater shape. Just have a few inhales and exhales here. Mouth can be open or closed. Inhale through the nose. And I will add some tones now. You're welcome to join me if you like. Just breathing on your own. I really like movement. You'll notice my body's moving, swaying a little side to side. Whenever I start to make sounds in chanting, it really moves energy through me, so I like to move a little bit. We can relax those hands anytime you like. And just notice you now. Beautiful. You might have a different sense of heat in the ears than you did before. There might be a different sense of heat or warmth in the body. Just notice that. Notice the mind. Notice you might have a lot of thoughts, you might have no thoughts. And notice the energy of you now compared to before. Is it more space, less space, lots of energy? Are you floating somewhere? Yeah. So if you so choose, we're going to move into some shapes on a mat. You can do this on the floor, wherever you are. I will offer you some cueing. It won't be, maybe it might be like 5-10 minutes of moving. We'll see. My ears are warm after that. Okay. And please let me know if it's hard to hear. I'll be back a little bit. I didn't charge my portable mic today, so hopefully you can still hear me okay. Awesome. Not bad. Perfect. So we're gonna be standing here, and so this energy is grounding. So it's going to be a tree pose, but we're not gonna sweat ourselves into, we're not forcing into tree. So I'm gonna raise my toes up to the earth, and I'm gonna plant them down. I'm gonna raise my toes up to the earth, and I'm gonna plant them down. And so I just want you to get a little undulation in the body, a little bit rolling into the toes, rolling into the heels, rolling into the toes, rolling into the heels, almost like we're a tree moving in the wind. Beautiful. A little forward and back. And you might also then move side to side. So that movement to side, we did that a little bit earlier when we were seated. And just notice the sensation, the thoughts. Is this an easy shape? Does it feel like you want to push harder through it or float through it? Whatever you're choosing, it's so good, your choice. Beautiful. And so we're going to go forward and back and side to side. And then you may bend the knees a little bit and just kind of roll into those hips and knees. Beautiful. And you might roll down into those hips and knees like a tree blowing in the wind, a big willow, and then just kind of roll and sway up. We're going to open that tree a little bit wider. That'll allow your hips to really have a movement. And then we're going to go into a little figure eight, all if you choose, but just this little figure eight hip roll. Knees are nice and bent. You can add some shoulder in there. You can add some hands in there. You can free flow as much as you want to kind of, I'm connected to the earth. I'm grounded in my body. I'm reaching and I'm connected to the sky, to the air, to the earth, to the water, to the sky, to the air, to the earth, to the water, to the sky, to the air, to the earth, to the water. I forgot fire. We have to add fire in there. Air, to the water, to the fire, to the earth. So we're just enjoying, and it's a little free flow. And I notice, like for me, when I open my right arm here, sometimes I get a little cricky cracky in my ribs, and that's okay, just in noticing. Let the head roll, and then find your way just relaxing into the earth. So you can hold those hands, so it's just a rag doll. You can either cross those elbows, so from the side, you can cross those elbows and just kind of shift the weight, one hip and the other. Or you can totally ragdoll those hands. Knees are bent, belly soft. And then hands on the earth, if you're able. If you're not, does not matter. You can put your hands on blocks if you like. Beautiful. And you're just going to bend those knees and roll on up to a tall, beautiful rising mountain. Back to heart center. Namaste. Beautiful. Excellent. So we're gonna, if you choose, if you want to do this, we're gonna move into a little opener with our knees. I'm going to just change my view here so I can see my lovely self a little bit bigger. 1 second. Hope that's okay. I was so tiny I couldn't see myself. All right, so we're gonna be on, I'll do it this way so you can see. Back to the floor, moving us around here. So we're gonna open our hips and knees here. And so you can place those toes and heels wherever you want. And we're just gonna kind of dip to one side, take a breath, dip to the other side. Just making the nice roll into the earth. When I do this, I almost get like a little massage in my buttocks and hips. And you can choose to place those feet as far out or as far up as you want. Noticing the breath. And then if you choose, you can add a little arm in there. And you can really get into a nice spine twist. And if you want to add a little more, you can have both your hands just up and greeting, almost like you're moving the sun with you. And you get to choose, you get to play there. See what shape you really like. I particularly like when I can put my one hand on the earth behind me and then pressing in. And then I'll even hold my hands out and just get a beautiful long twist. It's kind of like a reverse salamander. So you get to choose what your rhythm is like here. How much you move into the shape, how fast or slow you move into the shape. And I can really feel into my side hips, almost where your T-band runs when I roll into the side. Beautiful. Excellent. So we're gonna go into some joint rotation. So this is really gentle, it's very different than just a regular yoga class. So moving into somatic movement, first we're gonna start with the ankles while I tell you a little story. So doing somatic movement, like a yoga therapy class or a yoga to support the nervous system, you can rotate that ankle the other way. It's not just about the asanas, the shapes. It's about, we're gonna go into the knee now, nice little knee rotations. It's doing movements and shapes in a way that we don't have to force a shape or pose. We don't have to push hard into positions, but we're greeting the body where it's at, and we're choosing positions that intentionally move us into a new relationship with our nervous system, so that when life shows up, we have more resources for ourselves. And then we're gonna get into, so we did ankle, we did knee. Now we're gonna get into a hip stretch. So you can hold that leg like a little baby, and you can rock this baby. You can have your other foot, whatever you want it to be, but you're just gonna rock this baby. You can make a little circle. You get to choose how high or low you go, and you're supporting your leg. Beautiful. Now when that feels done, we're gonna finish with the toe, with the foot. Take a nice breath there and just really connect with the toes.
Give yourself a little massage on the underbelly of your foot, into that ankle, and then also on the top part of your foot. Wherever you and your body might need some support. Beautiful. And now we're going to go into the other leg. So, getting into that ankle rotation, just noticing. Relaxing the jaw, nice soft face. And then a little into that knee circles. You might hear some clicky clacks in there. And that's okay. And the other way. You choose your own pace and rhythm. Beautiful. And when that feels finished, you're just going to support that knee. And you're going to open to some nice hip rotation. So little circles. There's no right way to do this. If you want your other leg out long, you get to choose. Rotating up and down and sideways. It's a big muscle. It's a big joint in there, the hip. Taking a breath. Beautiful. And continue that as long as you like. And then we're going to get into a nice little toe massage where we are grounded in our feet, connected to the earth. Beautiful. A little bit between the toes. I like to kind of spread my fingers through my toes and then give them a little swirl. Opening up into that stretch from the toes, top of the toes and underneath. Beautiful. Excellent. Take a breath there. So if that feels complete for you, we have a couple more and then we're going to move into a sound meditation to finish. So we're going to just gently roll back, bringing our knees to our chest, just taking a few rocking breaths here. And then you may want to get into a little circle rotation and open into your lower back. You're going to feel this in your hips as you roll over one hip and the other. Just greeting your body where it's at. Noticing the spaces, the tight places. Beautiful. When that feels complete, you're going to hold your right knee to your chest. And your left leg is going to go long to the ceiling, to the sky. And you're going to push your heel into the heavens as if your foot is holding a plate. And this might be enough. This might be the place where you stay. And almost like your leg is the long leg to the sky is against a wall. And it's pressing into that wall. Beautiful. And you're going to exhale and you're going to lower that leg to the earth. And this might be where you stay. You're going to pull that knee to your chest a little bit more, but your back is still on the earth, supported and grounded. This might be where you stay. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you want to resist that knee. So your knee in your hand is going to try to lengthen, but your hand is resisting.
Beautiful. And just relax that shape. The next position, if you choose to do it, your hands are on the front of your knee and your chest, and your knee is going to, you want to push, you want to try to push your leg away, but your leg is resisting your hands. So it's really activating your upper body, it's activating that outside hip, but you really want to push the hands into the leg, but the leg is resisting. And then let that go. Bring that knee wide to the side. Give it a moment for that hip to open. Beautiful. Coming back to center. Holding that knee again. This time, you're going to keep that long leg on the earth. I'm going to inhale. Exhale. Rise up to that knee. And then try to bring the knee even closer to the head. Now you can stay with that long leg on the earth, or you can lift that long leg just slightly off the ground. The toe can be pointed, or you can go to the heel, but it's very active, so everything is engaged. Stay with the breath. When it feels complete, relax that hip back down to earth. Let that leg go to the earth. Hands on belly and body. And just notice the shape, the shifting and the space difference between both sides. Beautiful. And now we're going to bring the left knee to the chest. Holding that left leg, bringing that left knee even closer to the shoulder and chest. Breathing there. Activate the leg on the floor, but we're going to now rise that leg up to the heavens, pressing the right leg as if it's holding a table or holding a plate. If you need a bit of space in your neck, just gently press into the back of the head so you get a little space there. And sometimes, like, I'm getting a little activation in the leg that's in the sky and my outside hip. So I'm just like, oh, maybe I need to wiggle that out. Beautiful. Exhale, releasing that long leg to the earth. Inhale, on the exhale, you're going to press into the knees, pressing into the leg. You can do this with your whole body on the earth, or you can lift that head, and you really want to pull that knee to the earth, to the shoulder. When that feels finished, make it your own. You can relax there. And now you are going to put your hands on the knee, and you're going to push with those hands. Want to try to push that leg out, but the leg is resisting. So this is the front leg now that's getting the work and the hip. You can have the head up or the head back. Push, push, push. Might give you some, have some wiggling in there. And then when that feels done, relax that. Exhale, bring that knee nice and wide to the outside of you. Give it a little shake. Open that left knee and hip. Big belly breath. Bringing that knee back to center. Beautiful. You're going to lift on the inhale. Head's going to rise if you choose. Now that might be your shape. Head coming to knee. If you want a little more, you can rise that long leg on the earth up slightly. And just breathe there. Everything's engaged. both legs down on the earth. Nice long body shape. Very good. So we're going to do one more before we move into our finishing series. You're going to bend those knees, both of them, and we're going to bring them wide to the outside of our shoulders. Beautiful. And then we're just going to rock a little bit like happy baby. So happy baby, you know, you're wiggling those hips side to side slightly. You get a nice opening here. Stay with the belly breath. And if you want more, you could really, really wiggle like you're totally a happy baby. Beautiful. Then if you choose, we're going to do a supported Baddha Konasana. I'm going to take my feet, I'm going to place them together. So the bottoms of my feet are touching each other. And I'm going to clasp my hands on the outside of those toes. And I'm just going to hold my toes. Now that could be the shape. Beautiful. And then if you want to take it a little bit further for Baddha Konasana, then I'm going to hold those hands on the feet, and then I'm going to imagine my knees, like my hips, are going to open. So as I press into my feet, as I press my feet together, my knees can open, my knees can move away from each other and closer to the wall, like that my bum is facing. So my knees, instead of being closer to my shoulders, they're opening, and my knees are moving away from my head. My hands have my feet have each other, and I'm opening, I'm pressing, and I have the earth underneath me to support and ground me. And if you take a really big breath here, your diaphragm is going to press down and just going to open into your hips. One more breath. Relax those knees, let them go, let the feet go. Beautiful. Beautiful. My feet are on the earth, and I'm going to go back to how we started, just dropping one knee to one side, then dropping the knee to the other side. It's going to open up the front of your legs a little bit, the front of your quads, as I kind of rock my knees from one side to the other. And you can get your head involved if you choose. You can look away from those knees. You can look towards the knees, whichever movement you prefer. A few more there. Beautiful. When it feels like it's time to finish that movement, just put your feet on the earth. Taking a breath there. Beautiful. I'm going to invite you to stay lying down. You can go into Shavasana if you want. Corpse pose. Hands can be towards the earth. Hands can be facing the heavens. You choose. Wiggle those heels and toes slightly. I'm going to move to my singing bowls. And we're going to finish with a sound healing meditation. Beautiful. So all you have to do now is just relax, receive. So feeling your body on the earth. Cover yourself up with a blanket if you need.
And hopefully the sound quality of these bowls is all right in the land of technology. And just bring your awareness so your hands are somehow, if you choose, it could be hands on the earth or on your body, whatever you prefer. You want to just be comfortable. Exhaling all the way down the body into the earth through your toes. And then the inhale rises into your feet, comes up your legs, up your core, up your body, up and out your head. And exhale. You will inhale all the way up the body. And you will exhale all the way down the body. Inhale, receiving. Exhale, releasing. Inhale, receiving. Exhale, releasing. Keeping that breath moving on your own. And let the sound of these bowls contribute to your mind, your body, and your being for your greatest good at this time. Imagining the sound waves moving through every cell. Every muscle, every organ, every tissue, every tendon, every breath space. Expanding up and out and up and out and up and out the top of your head, through the light space and the dark space and the dark space and the light space, until you get to the place of space, the place of universal, unconditional loving kindness. And we breathe and be there. bringing your awareness back to body. Pressing your feet and hands into the earth, or pressing the hands into the body. And when you're ready, you can gently return to the space if you choose. So I pulled a card in response to the class just now, and it's from my new deck. It's called Rumi, Jewels of Wisdom, Healing and Guidance. It's lovely. And this is the card that appeared. See how this might resonate for you. The soul that is freed from temptation is forever filled with joy. The soul that is freed from temptation is forever filled with joy. The soul that is freed from temptation is forever filled with joy. So with that, my friends, that is already the crazy hour. It goes by fast. And I would love to hear from you. What would be a contribution for future classes? These are done every month, and the next one is going to be, it's the first Wednesday of every month. So the next one is on March the 5th. March the 5th at 7. It's a regular thing. Anybody can come. And if you know you're going to come or you sign up, either way, if there's something particular you're curious about or you want to move through, whether it's body-wise or emotion-wise or breath and movement-wise, let me know and I can incorporate some of the asks into the call. So I'd be totally happy to hear from you. You can just drop me a line or an email. Keep me posted. And thank you so much for being here. I'm really grateful. Enjoy the rest of your evening, lovely creatures, and mornings wherever you be. And I will see you all on the flip side.